Hello and welcome. I'm Margaret Ann, and I'm so happy to be with you tonight once again. Happy it's Tuesday to share with you about aromatherapy and the chakras. As you may know, I'm the author of Chakra Awakening and so many other books, and chakras are near and dear to my heart as far as sharing how you can work with balancing them and becoming more self aware, awakening your consciousness by understanding and knowing the chakra system. So tonight we're focusing on what essential oils you can use with each chakra. And I have quite a comprehensive list of essential oils that are available. You don't have to use them all, you can pick just one. But let's first talk about what is the root chakra? Where is it? It's located at the base of your spine. In the classic texts, it is at the coccyx area. And I like to look at it or envision it from the hip bones all the way down to below the soles of the feet. So that's a pretty large area, pretty big portion of your beingness, of your physical body. And know that the chakras are based on your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of your consciousness. It's not just the physical. So the kinds of things that you would say, or what I like to call the keywords for the root chakra, are here on the left side of your screen. Endurance, so having physical endurance, having physical vitality, focus, being able to be present, be here now, and stay focused on the present moment, which also is potentially needing some grounding in order to do that. And one of the ways I like to ground is to go outside, first of all, into the grass, into the earth, and potentially my garden barefoot. But otherwise, many of you are in the north or in cold weather right now, so no barefoot is necessary out in the snow. But you can envision beautiful lights growing from the soles of your feet, connecting you with Mother Earth. Or you can also use your imagination and imagine yourself in the garden. Imagine yourself gardening, and that's a grounding visualization as well. Also involved at the root chakra area is health, being able to stay healthy and vital. As you can see, the last bullet point there has to do with vitality. So this is about maintaining physical health and having the endurance that one needs to live life to the fullest and have passion for life and passion for living. Believe it or not, money and prosperity and abundance are all an aspect of the root chakra, and this is something to be conscious of, that this is one of the core belief systems that are established very early in on our childhood, based on what we've observed, what our parents and our elders modeled to us, and what they taught us, what we watched and saw going on. And so the money aspect has to do with, you know, food, shelter, and water are a key aspect of the root chakra, being able to have those basic survival needs met. And in our society and the way we live these days, and for many years now, to have food, shelter, and water, we need money to pay for those things. So our prosperity consciousness and our ability to bring forth money into our lives is part of the root chakra consciousness. Also, feeling safe and sound, feeling protected, feeling safe. That is an aspect of the root chakra as well. And sexual energy at the base of the spine, the source of the Kundalini energy. Now, some of the essential oils you can see I have quite a list here. So, to name just a few, because this would take too long if we went through all of them, let's say cedarwood. So, cedarwood essential oil has a grounding vibration. I use it often in a blend when I need to ground what do I want to say, as a fixative, so that because essential oils are very volatile. And so, like cedarwood and vetiver, even spikenard, patchouli, you see those on the screen. Those are essential oils that are very grounding and keep you focused and present, but also as a fixative to hold an aroma so that you can actually capture the scent, that it just doesn't dissipate so quickly that you don't even smell it anymore, because essential oils are volatile. Now, when I talk about these essential oils, tonight especially, I'm referring to inhalation. I'm not necessarily referring to application onto the body. These are medical grade essential oils. These are the Crystal Garden brand essential oil bottles that you're seeing on the screen. So I highly recommend that you work with it in moderation with inhalation. As time goes on and you are familiar with aromatherapy, if you've been an aromatherapist for a while and you know it well, then that's fine. But for application, you want to be sure you know what you're doing and you know the contraindications. In my book, The Essential Guide to Aromatherapy and Vibrational Healing, I list with each essential oil what the contraindications are. That is important to know if you have some kind of a physical challenge or issue. For example, let's say basil. Basil is something that you might not want to use if you have any potential situation with cancer, certain types of cancers. Also, let's see what other one might be. Sometimes sage can be a challenge if you have high blood pressure, or any of these are going to have a long list of therapeutic qualities. And they're very, very helpful. You just need to understand them a little bit before you put them on your physical body. But for a short inhalation, no problem at all. So the other one that I want to bring up is sage. So sage essential oil is great for clearing away negativity and clearing your energy field. So it also helps to promote feelings of safety and protection. And so you can combine sage and cedar together in a blend or hold them one in each hand and on your nose. I don't know why my screen is doing that, why my little camera is being weird, but it is. So I apologize for that weirdness. Maybe there's some other message that's coming through that. And spikenard, I want to point out about spikenard that is a very deep relaxation essential oil, like so deep relaxation. It's in the same family as valerian, so it's a muscle relaxant, and it can really help with sleep if you need to do that, and also for to calm any challenges with the muscular system. So let's go to the navel chakra now, and the color here is orange. Notice that the other one, the root chakra, we had the red energy, the red, see the red mandala up here on the left side, and that's a stylized, but that's what the chakra mandala looks like. And now we have the navel chakra, also known as the sacral chakra. Most people call that the sacral chakra. I like to call it the navel. It's right below the belly button, and I feel like it's a good description for the energy. Also, for people who are first learning the chakra system, navel oranges are orange, and this is a chakra that is orange. So when you're first learning the colors of the chakras and understanding that rainbow, this we're creating a rainbow, the red at the root, now the orange at the navel. And this is a chakra that has to do with taking action, having the confidence and the courage to move forward and make things complete. So it's a very creative chakra, but it's a great place to focus on when you're having good creativity or want to have good creativity. But we may be creative and then never maybe bring it to fruition. So this is one that's going to be helpful when you focus on the navel chakra to take action, move forward, and manifest your heart's desires. This is a chakra of manifestation. You know, one of the gemstones that I often associate with this chakra is red jasper, which is like an orangey looking stone. It could work at the root chakra or at the navel chakra. And the key phrase for the red jasper is manifesto presto. So it's about taking action and having things come to fruition. It's also the place where we hold a lot of our emotions, and it's also based because of where it is, has to do with our fertility. So this is where when we might not want to have a child perhaps, but we're fertile with great ideas and fertile with bringing things into fruition, you know? So look at this long list of essential oils that are potentially good for this particular chakra. So, like the cinnamon would be to get things moving, get things like warmed up and activated. Whereas you'll probably notice, I think I have lavender on every screen for every single chakra as we go through this presentation. And lavender is just the all around. If you had to pick one essential oil, it would be lavender essential oil. Um, I like to also at this chakra connect with clove essential oil because that also has to do with getting things warmed up. Notice the red energy, the orange energy, and the yellow energy. Navel chakra, orange, has to do with warmth. When you think of a color of fire, it's red, orange, and yellow when you stare at a fire, and sometimes a little purple in there, the violet flame. So that cinnamon and clove are going to get things moving. Now, I have clary sage on this list, and I'm not going to talk about every single essential oil because we'd be here a very long time. That's for a different, longer workshop in the future. Clary sage is good for calming down. Now, clary sage is going to lower your blood pressure. So keep that in mind. If you already have low blood pressure, pay attention. Do not necessarily work with clary sage. Sweet marjoram, which is on the bottom row here on the next to lang lang, sweet marjoram also lowers the blood pressure. So clary sage and sweet marjoram are helpful when you're dealing with rampant emotions and you want to calm your petunias. You want to bring things into balance. Another thing to be conscious of if you are pregnant, you would not want to work with clary sage or sweet marjoram until the very like last couple of days, even prior to delivering your child, because it will bring on the birth, and that's not necessarily what you want to do until it's really time. Um, so let's see. Well, let's talk about lang lang just a little bit. I'm so blessed with a lang lang tree. I'm so grateful I have one of those. It's known as the perfume tree. And lang lang is a very um, perfume smelling, it smells like perfume, essential oil that also lowers the blood pressure. And it also brings sense of peace and tranquility and joy. I find that to be very, very helpful. And I'll also mention geranium here because this is balancing the emotions and the hormones. So geranium is also helpful for balancing hormones as well. Now remember, I'm talking about inhalation, not necessarily to drop in your bath, not necessarily to put on your skin. If you wanted to diffuse it, that probably would be okay also. But until you know what you're doing, I highly recommend only inhalation. So with the solar plexus chakra, the color is yellow. Take notice of the little mandala in the upper left-hand side. And the solar plexus is this a very, they're all important. They're all important in their own way, but this is an area where a lot of people feel the need to find balance because this is the place where we find the confidence in ourselves, our own personal power, our own magnificence, but also the ability to set boundaries with others with grace. Now, sometimes it doesn't come across graceful or it isn't necessarily received well because people don't like necessarily when you say no or that's not okay with me or this is how I do things, not the way you want me to do things. So, setting boundaries can be a challenge to have the confidence to even set that boundary and not let people just walk over you when you really don't want to have a certain situation arise. So, boundaries are a big part of the solar plexus chakra. Also, digestion, like physical digestion, being able to digest food for sure, but also to digest life, to be able to integrate life, to be able to understand and let things come through. Like, there's a lot, the solar plexus chakra is has been and will continue to be a very important facet of dealing with the intensity of the changes we've all been through this global pandemic that we're still in. People are still unfortunately getting this disease and also dying. And that's a lot to integrate. That's a lot to deal with. And so the solar plexus is all about being good to yourself and letting yourself find the joy, because this is also a place of joy and happiness and confidence, your personal self-confidence. So look at that long list that could come that you could use for the solar plexus. That's a lot. So I'm going to mention like aniseed and fennel. I'll do those two first. So aniseed and fennel are very good for digestive system, for digestion and dealing with integration. So That would be helpful for literally physical digestion of your food, but also on a mental and emotional level, digesting all that's going on around you and letting that integrate into your consciousness. You know, we do a lot of integration during our quiet times. Now, if we are always busy and we never have a quiet time, then it's hard for our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies to catch up and deal with all that's going on. So, I would also like to recommend that you take the time for self care and self love in regard to integration. So, chamomile, which is on this list, it's one of the many on this list, is something that would you could combine with lavender essential oil, which I guess, yeah, it is on this list. I don't think I have it pictured here, but it is on the bullet points on the right. Chamomile and lavender, you just need a couple of drops of chamomile with the lavender essential oil, and that is a great blend that, in fact, that's the formula for sleep well or yeah, sleep well or be sleepy blends that we sell here at the Crystal Garden to help you calm down and relax. It's great for dealing with any indigestion as well. Chamomile is a good one for balancing that. Now, lime and mandarin, all the lemon, the grapefruit, orange, petitgrain or petitgrain are all citrus oils. Citrus essential oils are really great for helping with raising your self esteem, bringing more joy, and raising your consciousness, aligning you with higher consciousness. Bergamot is also a citrus essential oil. Now, all of those are phototoxic. So that means that if you applied it, which know that I'm saying I prefer when you're especially when you're first starting out with essential oils, is just use it as inhalation. But if you were to apply it, be very careful because if you put it on your skin and then go out in the sunlight, you'll get a burn. It will actually burn your skin. So just pay attention in that regard. Okay, so the heart chakra. This is the place of love, of kindness, of compassion, of tolerance, of acceptance, acceptance of yourself and acceptance of others. And this is the chakra that is like the fulcrum point between the upper three chakras and the lower three chakras. So this is where we integrate, like the lower three chakras are about being here on the physical plane, where spiritual beings in a physical body here on planet Earth. And the upper three chakras are which are the throat, the third eye, and the crown, which we're going to get to in a moment, are the aspects of ourself that are more highly associated with our spiritual beingness and connection with the higher consciousness and the divine. The heart chakra helps to integrate both so that your lower three chakras and the upper three chakras somehow meet together at the heart chakra and hopefully with kindness and compassion and love. This is also the chakra most associated with relationships. And here in this month of February that we're listening and doing this little program, we are often very focused on the vibration of relationships and relationship we have with ourselves as well as the relationship we have with others. And that's also both platonic and romantic love as well, which we're going to get into in next week's wonderful workshop. So some of the essential oils, which there are many to choose from here as well, but let's talk about hyacinth. So the hyacinth essential oil is a blend of medical grade essential oils to make it smell like hyacinth. But this is a great essential oil for as far as floral vibration is concerned, to help you with your ability to open your heart, to feel inner peace, to let go of any sorrow. Hyacinth is great if you're grieving. It's one of the best essential oils you can work with for grieving. I first found out about it because I was attracted to buying hyacinth plants right after my mom had passed away. And I was really interesting. I finally researched it. It's like, what is my very strong attraction to buying hyacinth plants? So I researched what is hyacinth good for. This is way back in the early days before I was an aromatherapist. And I found out that hyacinth is and has been used for extreme grief and grieving. So I find that to be very helpful because our hearts sometimes need a little help if we're grieving the passing of relationships, the passing of people that we love. So many different situations, things change, so we have to let ourselves grieve that. Also, at the heart chakra, I think rosewood is a very beautiful scent to bring in. It's because rose essential oil, the real deal, is quite expensive. So, rosewood is a nice grounded rose scent that helps you stay grounded and focused, but also focused on your heart, the feelings of love and kindness and compassion. At the throat chakra, this is the place of communication. And communication, we often forget, also has to do with listening well. So often we're all about how well we can express ourselves, but also, really, this is about being a good listener and really hearing what's being said. I have this on the bullet point word patrol here because, we may forget and that our mind and our body believes everything we say and everything we think. Yeah, and we create our reality based on what we think, what we focus on, what we put our attention on. So if we have a lot of negative thoughts or say negative things like, oh, this is killing me, or cancel clear, or I hate blah blah. Now it doesn't even have to be a person, just a situation. We have to really be mindful. Well, you don't have to be, but I recommend that we're very mindful of what we're thinking and what we're saying. So even if we're having discomfort, even let's say you injured yourself and you're thinking, oh, geez, this hurts. It's like, but my body is in the state of healing. So I'm so grateful. Like we can immediately shift what we say either into ourselves, out loud to other people, and shift it right away so that it's focused on the positive. And that doesn't mean that you're denying that maybe your body hurts in the moment, but instead, you also add to that statement, and I'm so grateful for how easily my body heals and that I'm healthy, whole, and complete. Every day in every way, I get better and better. So there's a lot of positive affirmations, and you can see I put my little book here down at the bottom, The Essential Guide to Aromatherapy and Vibrational Healing. So every single essential oil I have in this book has positive affirmations that match it. All right, so back to the throat chakra. Also, this is the center, which is a pastel or turquoise blue, that is associated with divine timing and connecting with our invisible helpers or angelic realm. And I believe that we can align ourselves with divine timing through our intention, through your intention. If you know that you're always at the right place at the right time with the right people and that you're open to divine orchestration, allowing the divine, God, goddess, creator, and the angels to inspire and guide you so that you can be at the right place at the right time with the right people, and then life flows beautifully and smoothly. We have so many invisible helpers that bringing us messages all the time. And it doesn't have to be too woo-woo. It could just be like you get inspired and then you take action on that. And sure enough, that's exactly what you needed to do. So one of the essential oils that I would like to point out for this that I rarely talk about is Ravensara. Ravensara is an essential oil that smells a lot like eucalyptus. So not exactly because it's not eucalyptus. Ravensara is a different essential oil, but I like it because it has a shamanic vibe to it. It has the vibration of allowing for the mystery of life to work through it as well. This is one of my favorites when there's any kind of viral infection abound, is to use Ravensara to take care of any viral situation. I'm not saying it can clear every viral situation, but it is one that it would be good to diffuse. Uh, as would any of these that are right here, like eucalyptus, which is on this list as well, because this is an area where we could get infections in our throat and our respiratory system. And all these essential oils listed are helpful for clearing and keeping that at bay. Eucalyptus is lovely to spray on your bed before sleep, as is a chamomile lavender combination too. And then we have the third eye center, and this is the place that's behind the center of your forehead, all the way back in the middle of your brain. And this is where we hold higher consciousness, as is the crown chakra, and intuition, our ability to intuit and know. And notice the color here is a purple, but it can also be an indigo blue vibration, like the midnight sky. And this is the place also where we hold the six clairs, which is the intuition. So the six clairs, which I'll tell you briefly, are clairvoyance to see, clairaudience to hear, clairsentience of feeling, claircognizance, you just know, clairolfaction, the ability to smell, and this is on a higher level, it's the meta physical level above and beyond, and also clairgustation, which is your ability to taste. Now, these six clairs are also our six senses, the six senses that we have in the mundane world, but also on a meta physical level, what is the beyond the physical, we have the ability to use it on a spiritual level, our spiritual eyes, our spiritual ears. We spiritually just know, claircognizance, and so on. So the third eye center is also, and along with the throat chakra, the place of telepathy. Telepathy, I can say that right? Of course I can. Telepathy, which is mind to mind and heart to heart communication. So, of course, even the heart chakra is involved here as well, where we send our and receive messages without using words, but instead with pictures, emotions, and feelings, and through thought forms, and it's without it speaking, and we can receive insight and information. The third eye center is also very much associated with your ability to channel messages, and that you can channel not just messages, but inspired artwork, inspired writings, inspiration that just helps yourself, doesn't have to go beyond you. So some of the essential oils, as you can see, there are many to choose from. Black pepper is a favorite of mine for the third eye center. I like black pepper. I didn't put it here, but even black pepper and grapefruit together is very nice. You want essential oils that are going to raise your awareness, raise your consciousness, like frankincense. Frankincense is very much associated with intuition and developing your spiritual connection with all that is. And last but not least, the crown chakra, which I believe is a beautiful halo of white light that surrounds the crown of your head. We all have a halo, and this halo has beautiful golden flecks sparkling in it. And this is where we hold our ability to be a miracle worker, where our divine connection is located, where we connect with higher wisdom and knowledge. So, wisdom we gain through experience, and we combine it with knowledge, and we can really achieve a lot using those two. And mix that in with intuition, and you've got a winning combination. So bergamot and black pepper together are lovely. There's the grapefruit again. You can use that and frankincense. These are essential oils that are going to raise your awareness, wake you up. I like the black pepper because it's like keeps you alert, as does grapefruit. And peppermint can wake you up too. Peppermint, you just be careful with peppermint not to get it anywhere near any mucous membranes, not near your eyes, not near any private parts, because it will burn. And there are, remember, these are for inhalation that I'm referring to tonight. As you familiarize yourself, or maybe you are somewhat, you could potentially apply it. And I must say, even though these are medical grade essential oils, unless you're working with a medically trained professional, these are not for drinking in any way or form. Do not drink the essential oils. Nobody's essential oils. There's no need for it, to be honest with you. So there's so many more things we could talk about, so many things to share, but this is a short and sweet, and for you, a free workshop to give you some ideas and insights on how to work with the essential oils and to also understand yourself better, understanding each of the chakras better. So I want to thank you so much for being with me tonight. I love talking about the chakras. I love talking about essential oils and, of course, crystals too, and positive thought. And next week, I'm going to share with you my workshop, Romancing the Stone, Self-Love, Platonic Love, and Romantic Love. I don't know if you know this, but I've been offering these workshops for free for close to 2 years now. And in the past, I've charged anywhere from 25 to 50, 60, whatever dollars for each one of these workshops. And there, I want to do this for you. I want to do this to uplift and inspire. This is a time that we need to help each other. So I want to thank you so much for joining me and taking advantage of this gift that I have to give to you. I hope you see you next week, and we'll go into getting into self-love and also platonic love and romantic love. We'll connect with those rocks, those beautiful gemstones to help us sparkle and shine our light. Well, thanks for watching. May your days be filled with blessings and love, and may the angels light your path. Many blessings.